Today, I'd like to talk about starting to see things right when it disappears. So, I think this goes true for a lot of topics, including friendship, assets, our own identities. But I like to pick our own identities for today. So, I think it's true for a lot of people who have experienced self doubt that while they are who they are, they tend to not like where they are. Whatever it is that other people compliment you on, you hear about other people saying that these are your good traits, and you're somehow not able to see it for yourself. You keep hearing about other people's perspectives on what they believe is good in you. And you might say, or you might even try to figure it out for yourself objectively, that maybe those are true. But somehow you're not able to feel it. You're not able to feel that those really are your assets and your own identities. And for me, I've experienced it, especially as an artist, because I like to do visual arts. I've worked in the graphic design and textile design industry as well. But art is something that I do on a weekly basis, if not daily basis. And it helps me express my emotions, express, I guess, mainly to myself where I am or what my views are or what my feelings are towards certain things. And it's in a way that I can explain, but visually it makes me feel a certain way. And so what happens usually with my own art is that I dislike it or even hate it while I'm doing them. No matter what type of favorable opinions I receive from other people, while I'm doing them, I'm somehow not able to connect with my own art. That's usually the case. And I've noticed a pattern over the course of past 10 years or 10 years plus, that whenever my style switches, my visual art style shifts towards a new direction, only then and there I'm able to say, oh, I actually like what I used to do. And that's on me. That's my fault. There's something about my mentality that I'm not able to see what is there until it's gone. I'm only able to be supportive of myself once that something is not a part of me anymore. So there's that big self-doubt. It's much easier for me to respect an aspect of myself once it's already left me. And it's almost like I'm always playing catch-ups. It escapes me, whatever the part of identity it is. While I have it, I'm never fully 100% on board with it. And only when it's no longer a part of me, I'm able to look at it as, oh, that's the person I used to be. And it's almost like I'm saying, I'm comfortable supporting it only because it's not who I am right now. And I think it comes from a big sense of self-doubt to the point that it's just like a stubborn reluctance in supporting myself or thinking that it's a bad idea to be supportive of myself. And I can't quite pinpoint where it comes from in me. I I have a sense of it. Um, it's just growing up what I've been told that somehow whenever I try the hardest, even when I try the hardest, there's that, well, you could have tried even harder. That type of thought in my mind. And I think there's a point where pushing yourself becomes just simply not supporting yourself. And I think it connects with this idea of seeing things only when it has left your world. It's so much easier to see something from an objective point of view when it is objective, like when it isn't a part of you. But what if we could include that in our own lives, saying, kind of being objective when you are that thing, whatever it is, that whatever endeavor you have, to be able to say, I'm giving this a shot. I'm doing the best that I can. And it's good because I'm doing my best, and it doesn't have to be perfect. And I think that's where it ends up being this topic of not being able to be affirmative or supportive toward what you have in your own life, in your own world, while you have it. It's that part of you saying, well, somehow I believe it to be imperfect. That's why I'm not going to support it. But it's so important to say everything's imperfect. Nothing is supposed to be perfect. The idea of perfection is in itself is just a concept to help us push ourselves. And we know when we're trying. And I don't believe that trying has to be paired with never giving yourself credit. Like, it's almost like you don't believe in yourself, that when you support yourself, you can still keep on trying. It's almost like saying, I feel like if I support myself, that's when I'm going to stop trying. But I believe passion and endeavors come from elsewhere. You have some type of deep-rooted love for that field or outlet or platform. So today, I'd like to leave that thought or concept of, do you have to stop yourself from being supportive just because you want to make sure you keep trying? Or are those things maybe intertwined? Because you're being supportive to yourself, you won't end up burning yourself up. And that's where I'm kind of leaning towards, because in the past, I've tried, and the shift in whatever outlet the styles of the outlet that I was expressing myself on happened. It was always because I got burnt out from not supporting myself. And maybe if I had supported myself in my own endeavors emotionally more, then I wouldn't have shifted my styles. I wouldn't have felt the need to shift in the directions. And maybe that would have been okay. Then I would have had one style that I stuck to throughout my course of doing what I can within the platform or the outlet. And for me, that's visual arts and music as well, and some writing, poetry as well. But maybe we don't have to make it a thing that we're going to push ourselves to the point that we just don't give ourselves support. I think it's okay that we're supportive, that we become supportive in our own journey, because that's when we might not have other followers or other audiences yet, but we're going to say, hey, I believe in what I'm expressing. And it's okay to say, I support myself first before anybody else has believed in me. I think that's okay. That's not selfish or narcissist or too self-involved. I think that's a natural self-love, sense of self-love that's actually very healthy. So today it is May 24th, 2020, Sunday, and I'd like to leave it at that. I hope you guys have a great day. Have a good weekend, or have a good week ahead.